Hey guys, it's Dominic, and today I kind of got more of a lackluster video, I guess you could say. This is definitely like a lot less planned, or I had less time to really edit it. If you are one of the 3 to a dozen people who still watch like my main videos, thank you for your time. But yeah, since my main videos usually don't get seen that much anymore anyway, and I kind of didn't have a lot of time for this one, I figure I'd use the time to sort of, I guess, vent while simultaneously also giving myself an extra pat in the back. But yeah, so if you've noticed from my recent shorts, I've kind of been getting back into Ready or Not. If you don't know, Ready or Not, it's like a milsim SWAT game, but it's kind of like a nice balance between milsim, but also still being a genuinely fun game to play. It does have its quirks, like cracked enemy AI, some glitches or UI issues, and sometimes the AI can be a little wonky. But for the most part, I love this game. I love how immersive it is. It has some of the best level design I have ever seen in a game as far as like attention to detail and world building. I think the gameplay is pretty great too. It's like very more slow and tactical, and methodical and immersive, especially when you're playing with AI and giving them all kinds of commands. The customization is great. The enemies are terrifying. Like I get more jump scares from this game than I do actual horror games. And yeah, for the most part, it's a fun game. If a bit tough or frustrating, but that is kind of the name of the game, literally, Ready or Not. And yeah, I've just been getting into this game lately, and I did take a little bit of a break since I last played it. And since that break, we had the 1.0 release, as well as the console version of the game coming out. So there's a bunch of achievements I never got despite putting over 200 hours into this game. So I've been doing a lot of achievement hunting. And during my 2 days off of work, I decided I'm gonna go for the Ironman achievements, the Hermit and... Now both of these involve the single player mode, commander mode, which is basically you playing through all the missions, but you actually, instead of having the generic like AI officers, you actually can recruit and organize multiple officers with their own perks and stuff, like better healing, better armor, being able to like get suspects to surrender easier. And they all have stress levels that you have to manage between missions, and depending on how well you do or how hurt they get, their stress could go up. You might need to send them to therapy and swap them out, or if they get too stressed, they could resign, or they could just straight out up die and you have to replace them. And the world achievement is basically just beating the whole thing on standard, but you then have the Hermit, which adds the extra caveat of beating it without losing a single officer. And with Ironman mode, there's a permadeath system where while you're playing through each of the, I don't know, like 12 to 16 missions, each one taking about 20 to 60 minutes, depending on how big it is, if you die during any of those, or for the sake of the Hermit achievement, if you lose an officer during any of those, you basically have to start over. Luckily, there is a useful tip that I learned where if you Alt F4 out of the app right as it happens, it doesn't save that mistake, and you can just start again. So that was big help. I actually didn't fuck up as much as I thought I would. I think I only had like 2 times where the AI officers actually died, and about like maybe like 4 times total where I actually died, which is actually pretty impressive because some of these missions are genuinely annoying, like Greasy Palms, the post office mission, or the hospital for just how big they are. And some of them have like cracked or really like elite enemies with powerful weapons, like in Neon Tombs or the hide and seek. But I gotta give a shout out to the AI. I know a lot of people in the community shit on the AI, for not shooting back or just being incompetent. But honestly, I don't know what it was with my AI. I feel like those guys carried me for a lot of this experience. They were just hitting all their shots. They were clearing rooms better than I could. Sometimes even caught dudes who tried to sneak up on me. They found so much evidence that I would have never found, and it was so great having them go around the maps after we were done clearing it to find everything versus like having to play with a friend who just doesn't listen to you like the AI does, or having to bore them with doing the more tedious part of like looking for evidence or civilians after you take down all the enemies. And yeah, it kind of started to grow a bit of a bond with them. You know, just, I don't know, they're my boys. But yeah, as I went through, I was actually pretty proud of how I was doing. You know, I even got my first A rank in Greasy Palms. I usually get like at best a C rank with that mission. And yeah, you know, some missions were definitely like stressful trying to get through them, but when I got to the last mission, hide and seek, and got through it, I was so hyped until I realized I didn't get the achievement.
Just fucking do me though, I fucked up. Just fucking do me though, I fucked.
I was like, wait, was Alt F4ing, like, was that actually not a good idea? Did that actually screw me over? But apparently, when I looked it up on Reddit, you can easily miss this option, but when you go to start commander mode, it doesn't actually flash a prompt for you to enable Ironman mode. It's just kind of like a setting on the side that you have to remember to flip on before you start it. And yeah, I didn't have Ironman mode enabled. So originally my plan was Sunday night, beat Ironman mode. Monday, work on a YouTube video, and Tuesday, hang out with my buddy and go see Odyssey. But, yeah, I stayed up till 9 in the morning and kind of for nothing. So Monday, I basically had to start the whole thing all over. And, yeah, same thing, you know, we kicked ass. I died maybe twice in Alt F4 and started it over. And, yeah, that second time around, I did get it. So, yeah, I'll pat on my back for going through that whole experience twice. I think my first playthrough was like around like 7 hours, and my second one was around 5. So, yeah, about 12 hours of my life just went down the drain. And as of recording this video, I'm going to be seeing the movie with my friends in like an hour. So, yeah, don't really have a lot of time to work on videos. So I figured, you know, hey, not many people watch my main videos anymore these days, so might as well use this excuse to kind of vent. But if you are watching and you have watched all the way through, you're awesome. You are the real one. You're the people that this world really needs. And yeah, that's all I have to say. See you guys.